once more to Simeon Gloria YouTube channel. I hope you loved my videos so far. Today I bring you another beautiful exposition from Hebrews chapter 12 verse 1. Hebrews chapter 12 verse 1 says, "Wherefore, seeing we are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us." Wow. Hebrews 12:1. The topic is encompassed with this great crowd of witnesses. Why are we encompassed with them? Why are they hanging around us? Don't forget, this cloud of witnesses points to the veterans in our heavens. It points to the departed soul, the heroes of faith, the heroes, the fathers that have left our family heavens. So why are they encompassing around us? Why are they staying around us? In simple terms, why are the dead hanging around the living? That's the question. Why do they hang around us? Why is that your dead father, your grandfather? Why do they keep coming around you? That is the question. And the Bible says, seeing that they are compassed around us. Don't forget, before this Hebrew was written in Hebrew 12:1, it continued from Hebrew 11, where these heroes of faith, where these departed veterans were giving testimonies of their accomplishments. They were giving testimony of all that they achieved. So Abraham could say, talk about, give testimony. You know, there is a particular song that says, we will understand it in the by and by, then we shall tell our stories. So they were telling the stories of their accomplishments. So one of the reasons, one thing that these veterans hang around us to do is to give testimonies about what they achieved, what they accomplished. For instance, Abraham kept talking about how he left his father and mother to answer the call of God. Don't forget, in previous video we have said that he came from a hidden foundation, a people that were godless, they don't know God, to accepting faith. That made him the father of faith. So he kept talking about how he answered the call of God, how he left everything, father and mother, up to following God, following a voice he doesn't even know. The Bible says he didn't know where he was taking him, but he just followed. So that now made it an abomination for any Jew to think of refusing the call of God. Are you surprised Jeremiah said he answered this call from his mother's womb? So Abraham already made it an abomination for somebody like Jesus not to answer or choose back the Spirit of Christ that chose him before he was born. And then, are you surprised that somebody like Moses, who came from this lineage of Abraham, to forfeit the throne of Pharaoh? Yes, he was able to forfeit the enjoyment, the pleasure of a season in Egypt, and then suffer affliction with his people, just because their father Abraham, the veteran, their father, the veteran, already accepted the call of God against all odds. So the crowd of witnesses around us gathered to give testimonies about their accomplishments, thereby making it a taboo for us not to accomplish things that we are supposed to accomplish. Another thing they come to do when they gather is to show us how they overcame. So they show us, for instance, when Christ came to Jesus, he kept showing him the way to Calvary. He taught him how to escape death until the kind of death he must die came to him. So he kept escaping, he kept teaching him what to do, when to go, where he need to go, keep instructing him until he brought him to Calvary. Oh yes, so they come around us to show us how they overcome. They show us the steps to the top. Another thing they do is to present to us their will. They present to us their will. So they hang around us because Abraham sought for a city whose leader and maker is God. He desired for that city, up to telling his sons and his grandson not to build tents, that they are looking for a city whose leader and maker is God. He didn't see that city, but the day he saw it in Jesus, in John 8:56, the Bible says he was glad. That means they hang around us to accomplish that will. Don't forget, every man is a guardian angel to his will on earth. So apart from hiding around us to make sure that their will is being accomplished, they serve as guardians to that will. They serve as guardian angel around their will, around a purpose that took their life. around something they started but they couldn't finish. So they keep hanging around the living to accomplish that. Another thing they hang around us to do is to encourage us. So the Bible says that Moses and Elijah appeared in the transfiguration to encourage Jesus to go through it, to go through the disease in Jerusalem, and then begged him not to open his mouth. Imagine Jesus opening his mouth in agony of soul. The evil that befell the Jews would have been worse than this. So they encouraged him to keep quiet, that he should suffer, he should go through it, and then showed him the glory that will be revealed after he has suffered for it. So they came to encourage him, they came to encourage him, they came to glorify him, to join, and then bring him to where he will see beyond the suffering of this time, the glory that must be revealed. Another thing they gathered around us is to bring guidance. The essence of having a father is to have somebody who will guide you through life experiences. The best of men are those who learn from the experiences of those whom they must learn from. It is not okay for you to be victim of all experiences of life. It is better to learn from somebody who suffered something in your story, so that when you get there, you don't fall into the same deep, into the same pit that person fell. The essence of overcoming, we always say that when one wins in a group, he has won for the whole group. So why will you suffer something that a group member has already won? So the essence of hanging around you is to guide you against failing where they won. The veterans also gathered to bluntly oppose those who refuse to accept to do anything or to progress them in their story. Oh yes, they come with vehemence, they come with annoyance, they bring everything as wrath to destroy any man or woman who refuses to move them forward. Because not moving them forward is damnation. Not moving them forward is separation, total separation from God. So they depend on the living to move them forward. So they gather around us to also accuse or condemn or punish blatantly those who refuse by laziness or one thing or the other to move them forward. All the disadvantages that was with them, with all that they suffered, with all the confusion, without all the things that was against them in their story, they believe that you are better equipped to move them forward. So they gather around you to push you to move them forward, and then to condemn those who blatantly refuse. This study is coming your way because you need to know that the veterans are looking up to you to do something for them. The dead in your family are waiting on you to move them forward. If the promise of God for this millennium must come true, which is rapture, if the dead, according to 1 Thessalonians, must rise first, then the living must play active role. Yes, the living must play active role in making sure that their will does not just go away. Men give their life only to the things that took it. So the essence they gather around us is to make sure that their will does not disappear on earth, because the promises God made to men are in their will. The Lord bless you as you begin to look for the will of those in your family story. Are you like Jesus? You must search out the will of Father Abraham. Oh yes, he needed a body, and the Bible says, Hebrew 10, that he presented him that body, whose builder and maker is God. And then Abraham was glad, Abraham was settled. The Lion of Judah is coming, he's still looking for a people. There is something that grandfather, that man, that woman is looking up to you to accomplish, to help him accomplish, that he wasn't able to accomplish. Maybe because of your exposure to education, maybe because of your exposure to civilization, maybe because of your exposure to light, maybe because of your exposure to social media. Then you are better equipped to help move your family forward. They are gathering around you so that you can move them forward. It will be nice you move them forward. It will be nice you advance your story. It will be nice you advance your group. It will be nice you advance what you met. It's a great blessing for you to advance what you met. The Lord bless you as you take up this call to advance things that already started in your story. Thank you. Till I come your way next time, I am still your favorite teacher on contemporary Bible exposition of the Lion God, Simeon Gloria. God bless you. Bye.
Light, peace and love. I've got God's treasures in my soul. I've got God's treasures.